ready because I already
I'm mostly ready. Let me put my clothes on.
All right, everybody. Welcome back, as always, from Eric and Andy to the Make Trades Great Again podcast. Back on the air, going strong, Andy, today. Let's get right into it. I was on Facebook last night, scrolling, just doom scrolling.
looking for a fight?
I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for. I was apparently very bored. I'm very bored with Instagram lately. So I found myself on Facebook, of all places that I hate most. But the community bulletin boards that you get added to and you can't seem to avoid.
Yeah.
Okay. So I read a post and it got me thinking about the podcast, got me thinking about you right away. And as I find any reason to think about you after hours, but
Ooh.
I'm just going to get right into it. You ready? I'm going to read the post for everybody to listen to. And then if you listen to the post and you're driving, hit pause quick. Think about what this kid is a kid here that posted this on Facebook. And then we'll get into the discussion. So you ready for it?
Do it.
All right. This is in the Elk River, Minnesota bulletin board. So there you go. My name is Corey, last name, and I am 17 years old and looking for a job. I just graduated high school and I have my high school diploma. I'm looking for a hands-on job, preferably Monday through Friday, but I can be flexible if need be. Ideally, I would like to be paid $20 an hour or more. I have good communication skills and I am a hard worker. Thanks in advance. And first of all, to Corey and anybody that might not be part of the Elk River, Minnesota bulletin board, his punctuation, spelling, and everything, grammar, everything, it's all perfect. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
Excellent.
So there you go. I was impressed mostly by that because I am just I'm like kind of like what was it, HVAC or Mary? I look. Yeah. I'm not a dick about it like he is, but he's gonna laugh when he hears that. That's why I said it on purpose to use my language. By the way, I said that on purpose. It's Monday. Yeah, Monday through Friday, hyphenated. It's all well written. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's 17, just graduated high school. He's hoping to get a hands-on job.
Yep.
He would like to work Monday through Friday, but he could be flexible, he says. But he's looking for a full-time gig during the week, would prefer to have his weekends off, and would like to get paid $20 or more an hour.
Yeah.
All right. So I want everybody, that's the facts. That's what he's written here. I want everybody to mash that pause button, but don't lose us. Don't lose us. I want you to come back and listen to the rest of this. And Andy has had at least 1.5 minutes to listen or think about this before I hit record. And that's what I like to do to him, everybody. Yeah. If you didn't know that, I like to just spring topics on them. So
there you go.
All right. So now we're back. Everybody, welcome back. Thanks for hitting pause and thinking about your answer first. What would you comment to this kid? I'm serious. I want you to be honest, Andy, like just your initial thoughts. I know we've talked about this a little bit before we hit record, but kid's 17. He just graduated, thinks he should get paid $20 an hour and wants to work during the week. Doesn't know what he wants to do, but he knows he wants hands-on. That's air quoting when I say that, hands-on. Yep. Okay. I don't think I've really read anything into it. I don't know the kid. After I perused the comments, I think there are a handful of people in here that do know the kid and had things to say about him.
Sure.
So I'll hold back on any of that.
Okay. I guess my initial thought is, I don't know. I've had this probably a similar conversation a dozen times with young kids in the last 10 years. I say young kids. Young adults. That's appropriate. Young adults. People looking to go, hey, I'm getting ready to graduate high school. I don't know what's next.
Budding I don't know what adults.
Budding
we
adults.
Make it awkward. Budding adults.
Yeah. And I think like the common theme, I don't have like this like preformed, worked up, here's my canned response to every 17-year-old. But my general response is go try a few things out. Right. I mean, in my opinion, starting out as a young person in the work life, $20 an hour in today's day and age isn't out of hand. Certainly isn't like out of reach. Um, you may find somebody that's going to do it. I know here locally, I would say that he could walk into pretty much any of the skilled trades and probably start out somewhere in that 15 to 18, 15 to $19 an hour range, and probably pick up some benefits if he's, looking at a, union carpentry or union electrician or plumber. I mean, we're all kind of starting in that range.
Yeah.
So that part of it, I go, hey, you know what? More power to you. You're right there. You're right there. I mean, the nice thing about you being 17 is likely you're probably still living in mom and dad's basement. And the difference between you making $20 an hour and $17 an hour is probably not whether you're, without a roof over your head. Might be. I don't know the kid. So,
yep.
But I feel like that the best track, the best, if I were going to write a reply to this, it would be, go reach out to a couple of a contractor, right? Go walk onto somebody's job site and say, hey, I'm just curious about getting a job.
Yeah.
If you walked onto a commercial job site, find that big white trailer that's right by the front gate, go knock on the door and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. And this is what I'm looking. I don't know anything about any of this. I'm trying to figure out if this is what I like.
Well, I think that's what he's doing maybe in this Facebook post, though. Like that's how people do this these days. Yeah. I mean, as you know, people get on these groups and they're like, is anybody hiring?
Yeah.
Like,
what are y'all doing?
Yeah. Does anybody know where to get groceries? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Apparently you don't.
But I think back of like, my experience growing up is, I did a little job where we were doing concrete finishing. I never worked for a roofer, and that's probably a really good thing. Not to shame on all the roofers out there, but
no, I did roofing for 2 days, and
I roofed
for my cousin who needed some help.
I roofed a shed and decided that was not my thing.
Oh my god, worst job ever.
That's I think that's the best way to do it. I kind of halfway discourage somebody from walking into a local union and saying, hey, I'm going to sign up on day, one of I'm not in high school anymore.
Why? Why would you discourage that?
And the only reason being is if you haven't had the opportunity to experience other things, if you go into a trade like that and say, hey, I'm going to do this, I mean, the anticipation is that you're going to commit like 5 years to it.
Okay, let me stop you there, though.
You can change trades for sure. There's no reason you can't.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Also, I mean, is that scenario really plausible? I know the point of what you're making is like, you probably don't want to jump into something without checking it out first. But I mean, in reality, I don't think that happens because I think somebody's going to check it out before they.
Yeah.
Like even a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid's probably not going to be like, what does a plumber do? Oh yeah, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Like they're probably checking.
Let me sign this contract.
Yeah. But okay, so let me get into some of the comments.
Okay.
There are over 200 of them.
Okay.
And I saw that
posted yesterday.
Yeah, 18 hours ago now it says.
Okay.
And so I saw it and there was like 100 comments, and I don't normally click on this stuff, but I saw this kid's post. I'm like, oh, this will be interesting, or could be.
Yeah.
I was just genuinely curious how the reaction was. And first few comments were positive. Hey, we're hiring here, or go look at this. There's a job fair next week here.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Like right away, handful of people immediately. Right. And then of course it was only, let's say, comment 6 before you got I'm going to read this whole comment. And it's longer. So hold on to your shorts here. AJ Rosberg. I'm going to say this person's name because I know they're well over the age of 21. 17-year-olds fresh out of high school don't make 20 an hour, and they don't get to pick their hours. Just letting you know. You might find a trade job where you'll start close to 20, but you're going to be their labor guy, and 99% of kids your age don't last more than a couple weeks. You'll need to prove yourself before you can make any kind of demands. Employers are going to laugh at you with that kind of attitude, or work you to death until you quit. You'd be better off going union or set your sights a lot lower. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple things into this guy's comment. First of all, he's wrong when he says kids fresh out of high school don't make 20 an hour. My kids in high school made 20 an hour.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of.
And that wasn't this year.
And I don't live in New York City. I don't live in a, do I live in the Midwest where wages aren't bad? Yeah. But my kids work their asses off or show up on time and know how to do stuff, are respectable to people, and don't make it hard on anybody else. They just go and do a job they were hired to do. And during these, last few years, wages crept up considerably.
Yeah.
And people were shorthanded. So they've made that kind of money for the last handful of years. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not in high school anymore, but that's it. They were in high school making 18 to 20 bucks an hour. There you go. And then the guy says you're going to be their labor guy, and 99% of kids your age don't last more than a couple of weeks. I just love it when people make up stuff.
Yeah.
Like just like, because they're so confident that this is exactly true. Like 99% of kids your age don't last more than 2 weeks. Boy, there's a lot of definitive guidelines there that you're set against you. This, according to this guy.
Me and Ronald did some scientific studying over a 6-pack of Oli the other night, and 99%.
Yep, 99%. 90 out of what? One?
Right.
Because I'd love to see your data on this. Do a lot of kids not make it very long? That's even a stupid statement. Do some kids make it their entire career from day one moving forward? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people in the trade that started young.
Yeah.
And starting young is a relative term because you could start at 25. You're still starting. You're still starting with no experience in that trade. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter.
It's a stupid saying. I'm going to stop going on and on about it because it's just going to drive me crazy and it doesn't make for good radio. You'll need to prove yourself before you can make any kind of demands. This kid is not making demands. He's just saying, wouldn't it be great if I worked Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I read. I didn't read this kid's making them. I'm not going to come to work for you unless I can make my own schedule. That's what this person is basically insinuating. And do you need to prove yourself? Yeah, absolutely. This person is right.
Everybody does.
Yep. Everybody does. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. You could be 30 years in this trade, and that might actually be a downfall in some cases, to be completely 100% honest with you. And from my opinion, your having experience in a trade doesn't mean that you don't have to prove yourself. Okay. Employers are going to laugh at you with that kind of attitude. Andy, if some high school kid just graduated 17, 18, I don't care if he's 20, came to you and said, I want a job and I want to work hard. And, as long as you're paying this, I'm ready to start. Would you laugh at that? I'm serious. I know the answer, but what is your reaction to that? Would you laugh at this kid?
No, I certainly wouldn't. I mean, here's the deal. If the kid walked in and said, hey, here's what I'm aiming for. I want to make $3,000 a week and I'm interested in working Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have a little chuckle over that. Now,
but maybe the kid's worth it because he's somehow has all that kind of experience and can solve all your problems. And but that's not who we're talking about.
That's not no. But I mean, if I had somebody that came in and said, I'm interested in working 40 hours a week, I'd like to make $20 an hour. Perfect. That's what every employer is looking for.
Yeah. Well, if you don't realize now, especially in the construction and service trades, that your starting help is going to be in that probably $17 to $22 an hour range. That $5 swing is not a big swing there. That's all there is to it. any amount of experience, these kids are worth $25 an hour.
Yep. Well, and that's something that young people entering the trade are looking at right now is, and I know this from having conversations with my son who just turned 15, who's like itching to get a job, just got his driver's license, he's ready to go, and he's getting ready to head off to summer camp, right? So I'm like, hey, pump the brakes on getting a job. You're going to summer camp in like a month. It does this. This isn't quite. I should start looking, start making contacts, but don't start until you've gone, because employers generally are not interested in having somebody for 3 weeks. To lose them for 6 weeks or 8 weeks and then maybe get you back in the end.
Oh, he's going to go work at the scout camp thing again. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, when you come back from scout camp, let's start, let's get it set up so that you're ready to go when you come back. And, anyway, I don't know where I went with that. I totally lost my train of thought.
Well, okay. Well, let me get into some replies to this dude, this one guy.
Okay.
First comment: join the Carpenters and Joiners Union. Starting pay closer to $25 an hour.
Yep.
Some pipe fitter went right in after this dude and said, local 539, here's the list. And he screenshot the pay list right off of 539's website that you can go on and see. And I can tell you, full package with all the health and welfare benefits and everything for a first year apprentice.
Yeah.
Over 50 an hour, take home on the check, 29.
Yep.
There you go. I'm sorry, it was 25. It was 25 something for first year.
Yeah.
First and second, it was like 25 something. Third and fourth, it was over 29.
Yeah.
There you go. These are people who are 20 years old making $30 an hour on their check, plus another 25 going into benefits, all kinds of benefits. And can you imagine starting at a trade like going back to what you said a few minutes ago? Look, maybe it's not the right decision right away to get into it at 18. Maybe it is, but this kid might not have any experience or any exposure to it. Maybe his family wasn't in the trade, that kind of thing. So yeah, in this case, maybe it isn't. I don't know the kid. I've never met this kid. I don't have any idea. Maybe he's like totally into, the idea that he could go plumb a water heater. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's kind of my outlook on it. And that's something I was talking with Dylan about. It's like, what do you want to do? And he's like, well, I don't want to work in food service. I don't want to work in retail, and I don't want to do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you've thought about those things, and that's the same thing. Like, this kid has obviously put some thought into this post. It's not like he just rolled out of bed at 11:15 in the afternoon or in the morning and said, I'm going to go get a job, and wrote this post, like not knowing a little bit into the industry and like what people are looking for. I mean, he wrote in there all of the things that employers are looking for, right?
Yep.
How often, what's his experience, and how much is he expecting to get paid?
Yeah.
And he's a hard worker. Okay. Well, he's already established that he's got some work ethic. So great. And I think those kinds of things are the things that a lot of young people that are in the trades may not possess to start with. Right. So maybe this kid's got a leg up, not everybody's a hard worker. And no. Granted, we're just going off of this kid saying he's a hard worker, and maybe he did, maybe he isn't, but he's not had the opportunity to prove himself either. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's somebody. I think this is a great post. Thank you so much, Corey, for putting it out there. Don't listen to other people. And to everybody else reading this comment, I've known this kid for years. He lives down the street from me. He is a hard worker. I've had him do work around my house many times. Yeah. That's not even the first and only comment like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could imagine there are plenty of people saying, oh, here's the one I was talking about earlier though. Ready? I have been in healthcare 34 years. I don't make that much money, nor choose my hours. Good luck. Okay, Robin Rosemus. There are 45 replies, but the best one is by some person named Shelby Lawrence. Oof. Because there out of the 45 comments, there's probably 40 of them saying, you need to get a different job, or it's you. So Don't ruin it. Don't try to wreck this kid's day. Like,
It's you.
yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of people on here trying to hire the kid, like basically saying, not necessarily hire him, but saying like, hey, you can come work at this place. You can go work here. Lots of encouraging comments. I will, if you don't mind, I'll say what I did comment. And I almost never comment on stuff in these, to be honest with you. There's a couple of reasons why I don't. And that could be another episode, but I did last night comment. Of course, I got to hit scroll on this thing about 1 million times before I even came in. But the kid read my comment, he liked it, and so I hopefully gave him a little bit of stuff to think about. That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And so you ready? Here you go.
Yep.
I said, you'll always have a job and a skill if you learn a trade. I'm 25 years into my career as a plumber. I've got a master license, a gas fitter license, EPA certificate, and low voltage license. The pipe trades are high wage, licensed, and in parentheses, I said, that's what keeps your wages higher than most other trades. And recession proof if you've got the skills to do construction, repair and service, and renovation work. It's a satisfying career that rewards those who are willing to work hard and continue learning. Good luck. You're young and have time to figure out what is right for you. So keep an open mind and learn as much as you can. High school may be over, but you'll never stop learning. And then I decided to add to it. And I said, also, you'll start as an apprentice. That's free on the job training while you get paid and don't have to know everything from the start or have the same responsibilities of those that are teaching you.
Yeah.
An apprenticeship is your ticket to learn from those who came before you. It's fantastic for those who are hands-on and ready to work. I don't expect anybody to even agree with that. I don't think I obviously believe it. I think it's factual. There's a little bit of opinion there, but the fact is you don't have to get into the pipe trades. I would encourage kids anybody that came to me, I would encourage them to do so.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
But apprenticeship, there you go. Dude.
Yeah.
You're almost 18. At 18, you can join almost any apprenticeship program.
Yep.
Maybe some of them are requiring people to be 21 now. I don't know. I haven't been attached to that for a very long time. I know you are. How old do you got to be to start your apprenticeship in your local in Missoula?
I think it's 18. I think you have to be 18 and have a GED or have a diploma. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think 18 is probably the thing because of machinery operating and whatnot.
Licensing or insurance
laws.
And work laws and absolutely.
I think, I guess my thought, and I look back at like what, I had somebody on Instagram, I'd have to look at the name, asked me the other night, well, why did you choose to do this over something else? And I thought, why did I, Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
We were chit-chatting back and forth. And, and it was, I had kind of posed the question to you was it's like, well, why did we start hydronics? Why did you and I get into hydronics? Totally different subject. We'll take it a different time.
Yep.
However, I look back at that and I thought, why did I get into plumbing? Like, what was the deciding factor on that? I went to work as a shop boy, office kid, basically at a shop that did, was a plumbing, like a mechanical contractor, right?
Yeah. Giant.
They did general contracting, like over the whole scope. They had an excavation division and they had an electrical division, and did everything from residential through commercial through heavy highway stuff. I mean, like a huge, huge variety of stuff. If a young kid could find a job like that, and the first thing I think I would recommend that they do is walk in, say, hey, I'm interested in a job. Here's what I'm looking for. I would like the opportunity to experience what it is that you do, all the fields, all the aspects. Can I go hang out with the welders for a day? Can I go hang out with the plumbers for a day? Hey, can I go do a ride along with that steam fitter for a day? I'm happy, packing his tools and sweeping the floor and doing these things. Can I go run around with the dump truck driver for a day? Can I go run around with the excavation manager for a day? Whatever. I mean, you get that opportunity to get kind of thrown into like, what does real life look like? And if you spent a week with each of those people, you'd know right out of the gate, that one's really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder if you could find somebody that would allow, like you'd basically, I would imagine you'd almost have to be an employee
I
for
think you would.
insurance and all that kind of stuff, but it would be cool, man.
Yeah.
God, that would be cool. I want to do that now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even joking. There are days where I've said to Heather, I'm like, how cool would it be to like, what if we just start our own YouTube thing where all we do is just go around and work
Dirty
people?
jobs.
Yeah. Like that,
kind
like
of.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to try to steal from that or anything,
No.
but just like, I'm going to go do this. I don't know what it is. And let's go, like, how I just would find it personally gratifying. Yeah, I think we can wrap this up, but I just wanted to bring, I thought that was, well, I thought it was interesting. That's why we're talking about it. But like, it stopped me in my tracks. First of all, if you haven't heard me, if you don't know me personally and you haven't heard me rant on about this, I hate Facebook. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you love it. Certainly not trying to offend you. Mark Zuckerberg, don't know the guy.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Like I'm not typically on there. I have been a little bit more lately, and the reasoning is I'm trying to sell some stuff on Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like that's why I found myself on there. And then of course you doom scroll and and then you're caught up in like, what's this person saying about the lady at the cashier at the, grocery, there's all that kind of drama, right? In those groups. But this one caught my eye and I thought it was worth bringing up.
Yeah.
Not to prove my point, like, oh, you should join a pipe trade. That's not why I wanted to talk about this.
No, but it was an opportunity to say, hey, go look at what's out there.
Yeah.
Here's a for instance, because I know as here locally, I feel like largely our high school students don't have like a big picture painted in front of them.
Oh no!
Of all of the careers.
It's the smallest tapestry in the history of mankind. Here's college. That's what's next. That's what they're told. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Totally. I don't care where you live. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. You have college or fail, and
or you have failed.
Yeah. So I like I say, I think it would be, to me, if I were in that position again where I was 17 or whatever, and if I had completely clean slate, had never done anything before, and was like, I don't know what I would be looking for. I'm the worst at making a decision on some of that stuff. And I would be like, hey, okay, well, I didn't like John's plumbing shop. So maybe let's go look at Ray's plumbing shop and see what Ray does different than John. I don't know. But
you're pragmatic. I wouldn't say you're the worst at making that decision. I mean, it only took you 12 months to plan to start your business when you were ready in like month 2, but you didn't, you didn't want to make the jump.
That's right.
All right. Well, there you go, dude. Under 30 on this one.
Do it.
Should we get a discount from Lane? I'm just less work, buddy. Keep that in there. So it's totally cool.
It's fine.
All right. Andy, thank you so much.
No problem.
Oh, you know what we were going to say this week?
Oh, yeah. So, hey, we have been thinking about it.
Keep it short, though. We got to be under 30.
Under 30. Okay, I got a minute and less. Several episodes ago, long time ago, we did a Q&A thing. Send us your questions, and then Eric or I answer them, and we're looking at maybe getting a guest on to answer questions with us. Figured it'd be fun. Anyway, so got to send us questions. Totally rando, appropriate. And DM us. Eric at Mechanical Hub on IG, me at Mick_Plum on IG, and I got 41 seconds left, and I don't know, that's as easy as that. Send us something.
All right, dude. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.